ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Verdash. As it reads, when fighting together, increases players' movement speed and applies grass damage to the player's attacks. So with Verdash, you actually get an increase in movement speed, which is pretty interesting. And it is while fighting together. Right now we're moving not the greatest of speed, this is average. But with him out, we actually get quite a bit of movement speed out of that. It's pretty quick. Actually move around pretty easily with that. So fighting together is actually not too shabby. Unlike with some of the ones that you can't ride with the speed boost, you can do a little bit more maneuverability with it and be able to dodge a little bit better while trying to take on incoming stuff. One thing that I've also noticed with him after maxing him out and getting him up to level 50 is that his attack power is actually really high. For a PAL that you can get as early as you can, the boss version of him is at 35. You can find them also over at this island, but they're like level 45, I think 40 to 45 over here. And that's the same island with the Yormantides and everything. Again, not like a super, you won't see him that often, but you will see him over here. They're kind of like a rare spawn, I guess, more or less. But all in all, we are going to be testing him against a couple things today, mainly for his ability with the applied grass damage. So he comes with a couple of things that he can do: stone cannon, wind cutter, seed mine, so on and so forth. So he does naturally learn seed mine, which we will be turning that on. Scratch that, he learns seed machine gun. So that was seed mine. But yeah, he has a good amount of grass attacks here. We will be attacking with grass. We might take and set him up with a couple of fire attacks because, like I said, he's doing pretty good damage. Also with this in particular build, I went ahead and went with a support build. I probably wouldn't go strictly with this, but Legend, of course, is something that we have already deemed as like a must-have. Early body might have been like a little bit of a better option. Swift, maybe not so much since you're not riding on the back of them. Early body might be a little bit better, but I mean, he's sitting at 907 defense, so he's able to survive pretty well. It's not the greatest, but also not the worst. We've seen a lot worse. What we'll do is we'll keep Grass Tornado, and we will learn him Fireball and Flare Storm, so we can get some double damage off of that. But yeah, as I was saying, his attack power is at 1509. And that's just with the Musclehead and Legend, which is pretty good. But his baseline attack power is at 1006. That's pretty good considering that this is a 88 with the attack power. And if we look at our one that we have 91 on, our base is only 921. So this is actually hitting a little bit harder than this in particular Frostallion Knock would be hitting, even though it has basically the same setup. But if we look at something like our Ice Queen or Ice Shot, which is our support version of Frostallion, our baseline is 1206. So about 200 off, but still nothing to scoff at for a PAL that you could get around 35 a little bit earlier. As far as your level goes, rule of 10 at that point, you could get them as low as level 25 if you really try. In hard mode, I don't think that that's really going to be an easy feat. We looked at the stats on hard mode the other day, and yeah, you drop, I think, down to a 0.8 for your capture rate, so that's going to be a little bit more difficult. So you'd probably wait till like level 30 before going after him. In hard mode, you could probably get away with, I'd say, like between 27 and 28 to really go after there and get a Verdash, at least to start out with, as the boss version. But we do have our Mind Wipe here. We're gonna go ahead and Mind Wipe. We'll put 4 into weight to get us up to 500, so we're not overburdened if we do run over some stuff. And then we'll put up to 1,000 into health, and then the rest we'll put into attack power. Actually, we'll save 5 and we'll put that into stamina. So 170 attack power, that's not bad. 365 is what we're at there, and then with our extra attack pendant, 391. So that's nothing bad. That's good numbers. Good even keel there. I guess the first thing that we're going to test him on specifically is going to be Blazemut, as per usual. Here we go, Blazemut here. And he's dead. Verdash actually did not lose that much health. I'm actually a little surprised at that, but yep, that's good stuff. One thing that we're going to do as well is with grass, going to be strong against dirt pals, or ground pals rather. And there's really nothing that's super high in the dirt category that's like going to be higher than Blazemut. So if he's doing that, then he's going to crush anything that's dirt. As far as testing, we're just going to go ahead and test him against Alion. Him having some fire attacks will help with a little bit of double damage, and then also with us doing the grass attacks, it's not really going to have too much to do with that. But and I'm not quite sure, but I know through other testing that when you apply the other damages, they do end up applying the effect that would be congruent with the in particular elemental type that you're using. For instance, if you're using fire, then you'll catch them on fire. If you're using water, you'll get them damp. If you're using electricity, it will proc electricity, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm kind of curious to see if maybe I can get this to proc Ivy Cling. So I'm going to command not to attack, and then we're going to see if we can proc Ivy Cling with just that. Well, this is interesting to say the least. As much damage as we've done to her already, and with as many rounds as I've went through, it isn't proccing Ivy Cling, so I guess that does not work. I know that you can catch them on fire with this, maybe not damp or electric. I haven't really looked at those too much to see if that was the case. I know that the pals can proc it though, so we'll go ahead and throw on command attack aggressive, and we'll throw them behind it. Yep, there she goes. Hey, she got stuck on the wall there, so that was a bit cheesy, but at the same time, we did actually put in enough damage into her to see if that would proc, and it did not. So if it does at some point through quite a few hundred rounds and half of her health, it did not proc the Ivy Cling from the actual firearm. So I am going to chalk that up to it not working like that. All right, so we do have Jetragon here. Reloaded everything. We'll go ahead and get him out and attack aggressive. See what we can do here. Just with the movement speed alone, like that's actually really fun to use. I feel like that song Pimp named Slick Back should be playing. Oh, there you go. Ended up picking up some various items here that are unwanted, but all in all, good fight. The movement speed is actually where Verdash actually shines quite a bit. As far as grass damage goes, other than using fire attacks behind them after they get the Ivy Cling done up, a lot of the grass attacks are not really that strong. They do hit hard, don't get me wrong with that, but just a little lacking in the damage department with grass overall, other than damage stacking behind it. As far as the actual grass attacks go, usually you're looking for the proc with Ivy Cling and then use fire attacks as the main damage component. But with Verdash, you really can't go too wrong with the movement speed. Is quick enough to be able to dodge and to roll out and be able to do all the little moves that you want to. All right, so last time I forgot that I didn't bring any food with me last time, so we're gonna eat a rush or hot dog to increase my defense, and then we're gonna feed one as well to Verdash. We're going straight defense with this as far as being able to take hits. And instead of one rocket launcher, we're going to run 4. There's Necromus down. And there goes Paldius. All right, proven that can be done on foot as well, with a bit of a speed boost from old Verdash. It's pretty interesting how you can sprint like that. But yeah, you move quite quickly with Verdash there. Final conclusion, is Verdash worth it to max out? I'd say yes. 2 reasons. One, he is one of the only applied damage pals that are grass. And as far as I know, that this is the only one that applies grass. Not only that, but the increase in player movement speed is well worth the upgrade. And in all honesty, if we want to talk about his overall work suitability, starts off at a planting 2, handiwork 3, lumbering 2, transporting 2, and a gathering 3. So you really can't go wrong with doing either one of these. If you want to do a strict work style build for him, then you could do that, and you definitely have some pretty good numbers being put out as far as early on. Also, other than your Anubis, which is a handiwork 4, this is probably your best option to get as early as you can. Between that and a Wixen, you're doing pretty good with the handiwork stuff. Wixen you can get a little bit earlier, but with him being a planting 2, again, not not a bad option. But the Gathering 3 is also something that's something that needs to be said as well, because not very many pals are at a Gathering 3. Other than, yeah, now that I'm just scanning over some of the stuff, there's not really any Gathering 3s that are out there. So he's probably your best bet as far as Gathering goes up until you get your Frost Stallion knocked. So yeah, all around Verdash, very, very good, very useful on both ends as far as combat, as far as mobility from the combat. Even though he is a fighting together pal rather than a rideable pal, still offers a lot of utility for what it is worth. So yeah, if you guys enjoy my content, drop a sub. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, and write down in the comments below what you use your Verdash for, if you use one at all, and if you think that he's worth it. Other than that, keep your willy washed, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.